The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama.
You're listening to Meridian's 3-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and this is Debbie, and this is your last weekend of January.
Oh, that's right. It is, isn't it?
It is. We got that little furry critter coming about, Wednesday or so next week? February 2nd to be Thursday, I guess.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. Bill Murray will be all over television.
Do we believe in Groundhog Day?
He sees his shadow more times than not.
I don't know. I don't feel like winter's over for us.
No.
Not with this morning happening. I went out to my car and it was, 28 degrees. I don't know what the temperature was, but my car, that was the most frost I've had on my car, and I can't remember how long.
It's a lot.
It was pretty frosty.
Warm it up. If you jump, this is just one of those things. You stay cold all the way to work if you don't warm your car up. You just can't shake that chill.
Mine warmed up pretty fast. It wasn't that bad as far as that. But trying to get that frost off, it took a solid 10 minutes with full blowers on it and windshield wipers. And I did what you're not supposed to do, I guess. I even used my windshield wiper fluid. Yeah. Because, sometimes it'll freeze in action, but it didn't. So it kind of worked.
Debbie done went that extra mile and bought the extra stuff that doesn't freeze.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Oh, okay. So that's why it works.
If you put straight water, it will freeze. But the blue stuff that you buy to dump in there,
you had to put the blue stuff in. I didn't know that was an option.
Supposed to, but there's a lot of us rednecks that when you run out, you pull up the water hose and you dump it in there because you got to see. And then come winter, everything will bust if you're not.
Yeah, it seems like your entire car would bust.
It'll crack those lines for sure.
Yeah, don't do that.
So glad to see everybody.
Good morning.
Oh, look at Mary. She's bragging. She's got one of those push-button starters.
Oh, Mary.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
I don't have one of those.
Me neither.
Good morning somebody said from Okeechobee, Florida.
Yeah.
I'm probably not saying that right.
Yeah, right there, really Don Carney.
Okeechobee. It's like Okeechobee, Florida.
Okeechobee, I believe is how you say it.
Good morning. Who is that? I trust Pete the possum. Yeah. As far as declaring winter's going to continue or not.
Isn't it Colonel Beauregard from Atlanta that does it also?
Oh, yeah. I think so.
I think it's Beauregard is what his name is.
Beauregard?
Something like that. Well, Atlanta has their own. He's been kind of scared to stick his head out of the shadow for quite some time now.
I can't believe we're already approaching February. I can't believe Christmas is over.
It's over.
It was like the fastest holiday season.
We need to, and I don't want to scare anybody, but I do want everyone to be aware, no matter where you're watching us from, whether it's Meridian, Mississippi, Jackson, if you're in Atlanta, if you're watching from some big city, beware that there could be trouble this weekend. And it could be serious trouble as the streets of America could turn into chaos in a moment's notice as they are getting ready in Memphis, Tennessee to release the video of the officers. And I want to say the gentleman passed away from his arrest. And they're going to release that, I think, today. And they are expecting uprisings throughout the United States.
They arrested all 5 of the police officers.
Yes.
Correct.
Yesterday.
And so that is going to be released to the public?
The body cam. It's going to be bad. Now, what I don't understand is one wrong does not make a right. And I stand by this. The moment somebody does, there's nothing absolutely wrong in America with protesting and standing up for what you believe in. But the moment the first rock is thrown or the first fireball is thrown, people should go to jail. Period. End. Arrested and taken away instead of destroying. There's neighborhoods and communities that it takes years to recover from.
There's so many communities that still have not recovered from, what was it, 3 years ago?
Ferguson?
No.
Which one?
Maybe it was not Ferguson. Gosh, I hate that I can't.
It's been so many is what's so bad about this.
Yeah.
But
I'll think of it in just a second. I'm sorry. I have... if you haven't listened, I have a pretty bad cold, and I took a lot of stuff before we came on so I wouldn't go into a coughing fit like yesterday. We'll see if it works or not. But I do have my cue if you see me pop Scotty Ray like that, I'm about to start coughing, so I gotta go. It's not like back in the days when we weren't videoed.
You could just turn a button
You could just turn a button off and start coughing your little self to death, and nobody would hear it. But now that's not the case, is it?
Mary Hayes says she thinks it was somewhere in Minnesota, that first one that happened that way. But, people even end up getting murdered in these protests. And
Floyd, that's who it was.
Yeah,
Floyd.
That was one of them. And, there was even some more before that.
Yeah.
But we don't want anybody hurt this weekend. So if you've got to go to a large city, beware of what's going on in America. It's going to be unrest. There is no way to put this. So we're fortunate here. Everything is good. Coughs happen.
That didn't take me long, did it?
No, and somehow or another, Debbie thinks I'm responsible for this. But I believe
that you were so sick last week.
I was.
And I was telling Scotty Ray this morning, typically I try to avoid people with a cold, but I felt like I had no choice. We sit close together. And you had a nasty cold last week.
Yeah,
nasty.
I didn't. I just didn't feel good.
Now I have it.
Jan Bushman is up, and I hope, there she is. She said she hopes you get better soon.
People are talking about Rodney King back. That was one of the first ones I knew about.
The 90s.
Yeah.
If y'all remember,
L.A. was burned.
The truck driver was drug out of his truck, beat nearly to death. Mm-hmm. One wrong, again, let me say that, one wrong does not make a right to do harm to someone else. And let's hope and pray that common sense takes over this weekend and nothing bad happens out of this. Let's keep our fingers crossed on this. So what's going on in Meridian? Oh boy, as things get colder, well, the crimes are a little bit different during the cold season. We're seeing a lot of shoplifting. One of the major places, two major places that are hit by this daily would be Walmart and also these local Dollar Generals. We had that happen again yesterday. Just common things taken. And the police do what they can. So that was going on a lot yesterday. We did have some overnight wrecks last night where State Boulevard, if you're coming off North Hill Street and it runs into State Boulevard Extension down there, we had a small fender bender there last night after dark. No one majorly hurt there. And then we also, Debbie, had another one on the interstate around exit 150 where you get off to go to the airport. Yeah. We had another fender bender there. Those seem to be pretty common in those areas there with little wrecks. It's going to happen there. Carrie's telling you to hang on in there. It's just one of those things.
I'm going to step away.
Okay. All right. Deb's going to step away for a second there and gather her little coughing fit. She'll get better. It's one of those things that happens there. Boy, I see that Sean is already on his next move this morning as he's telling his wife, good morning. You're trying to get those brownie points for the weekend, aren't you, Sean? It'll be okay. I wish you luck with that. Alrighty, 8 minutes after the hour as we begin today. Good morning, Roy. Hope you're feeling well there. We're going to tell you about some gunshots where they went on last night, what was going on in and around the area. And we also brought up about the eggs, of what's going on. Why have we got this high price of eggs in America? Well, we're going to tell you some of the places and why it's happening and how Mississippi is connected with that. We'll do that next. Y'all stay close. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Debbie.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 invites you by to take a look at a brand new product they've got. Odes, ATVs, and UTVs. These side-by-sides range from 800 to 1,000 cc's, and they come with heat or air. Whether you're doing work around the farm or hunting, they've got the unit just for you to keep warm or cool, depending upon that Mississippi and Alabama day. Swing by for a test drive today at Freeman Tractor. See coleslaw, buttermilk, and don't forget you can meet their newest employee, Eggplant. That's Freeman Tractor, Highway 494.
Have you been hurt on the job? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Know your rights when it comes to the workplace injuries. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the back porch.
I had someone ask me about a commercial that we played, All Temp. If you are looking for a refrigerator, or if you're looking for a freezer and you need a washer and dryer, I don't know where you go someplace and they have like one, check them out. It's right up Highway 19 where the 4-lane ends at House, about 2 miles up the road from there. Big selection on that. How you feeling over there, Deb?
Well, I'm trying, Scotty Ray.
Oh, I know
it
you
seems
are.
like every time I'm about to say something, that's when the cough comes through, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. It's just a nasty cold.
They get uncontrollable, the coughs, and there's nothing you can do about it. We hope that it does get better. I've been there in your shoes.
And I know. But I did take a COVID test just to make sure it wasn't COVID, because not that I'm a fanatic about it or anything, but I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have brain fog for 2 more months like I had the last time with COVID.
Let's be honest. What you really wanted to know is if you could blame me for getting it.
Well, I was really going to call you and say I can't come in. I was really hoping for that call. No, I mean, I love being here, and I know you don't like to be left in the lurch, but
things happen. Let's see if, as Mary Havard says, there's a lot of folks in America who have just simply lost common sense across America. And that's true. We see it every day. And, we still got Jennifer saying 2 cartons of eggs, $18. And again, we're going to tell you that
they
story.
tape it together.
Make you a double bundle by there. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about last night. Now, we haven't seen as much of this lately. Now, does it mean that it has stopped? Absolutely not. It just may be that I have not gotten everyone. But we did get some reports of gunfire last night. Let's go to our screen here to show you what went on last night. Let's pull this up here and take a look at our screen. As we see here, this would be State Boulevard. This is Royal Road, where we often hear of a lot of activity that goes on over here. Right over here to our west on Pinecrest Drive, we had gunfire last night. Now, with this being said, no one was hurt, no one was injured, but we did have more gunfire in that area. It happens. Thankfully, no one was hurt in that area. But if you're in that area and you thought you heard something, yeah, that did happen last night. Now, a second location, this is pretty common too. This is not going to surprise anybody as I tell you where our next gunfire happened in Meridian last night. And again, let me say as I point this out, no one was injured and nothing was hit that I'm aware of. But we go up Highway 39 north as we pull this up. All too common here as you get here back in this where St. Francis is, gunshots rang out in this area. Now, this is up Highway 39. Here's Dairy Queen as you're going up. Elite Flooring, East Mississippi, MEPA. It's before you get there, off to the right, off of 45 in between those two. So that's where it was last night. Again, no damage, no one injured. But we did have a lot of that going on last night. We want you to be well aware of what happens in our city as we begin today. That was last night. So thank goodness no one was injured in that. A few other things. Now, this was a common, this is so hard for us to track. I do our best that we can as we glance around the area. Even in the communities, it's hard because so many people, when the word a car is stolen is mentioned, there are a lot of times that, well, a repo man has borrowed it back due to lack of payments and things. But this is a little bit different here. This car was stolen from a car lot in Meridian. Do y'all remember us posting this a day or two ago? I think it was last Wednesday when we posted this. This car was stolen from Interstate Auto from the lot. It was a Kia. 2019. It was a Sportage model. Yesterday, and we have to give kudos to the Meridian Police Department, during a traffic stop, pulled this car over. And lo and behold, everybody ran. The driver ran at least, and the passengers sat there. The driver did get away. Still looking for him at this point, from what I understand. But often too common is that in our area to where things like that, people get pulled over, there are stolen cars. When other incidents happen in Meridian, usually it's a stolen car involved, whether it's taken from a driveway or if it's taken from a parking garage. We don't know of any crimes that were committed with the car, but the car lot really did get their car back. Thank heavens on that. I know that they're glad to get that returned to them. So good job to the Meridian Police Department for getting that returned to them. Now, The next thing that we want to bring up of what's going on, we broke this story a few days ago. It happened over the weekend. An inmate was pulled over. A person was pulled over. He wasn't an inmate. He was pulled over. And the names have not been released, so I'm very careful as to what I say about this. But I want to say the gentleman had turned on a parking signal, didn't give a signal, pulled over. Turns out he had some unpaid fines. He was arrested for not doing that. He was transported from the Meridian facility to DeKalb, Mississippi, to the Kemper County Jail System, Kemper Neshoba facility. After arriving there a few hours later, he was found deceased in his cell. Very interesting. Let's pull this up and look at the story that I posted last night. And this is what came back in from the Meridian Police Department as I asked for an explanation of what they knew at that point. The Meridian Police Department did send a response, and it says the inmate was found deceased by employees at the Kemper Correctional Facility after being transported by the Meridian Police Department with no apparent or reported health issues involving him. The matter is still under investigation, pending an autopsy report, and that comes from the CID division of the Meridian Police Department. Shanetta Stevens giving that. Now, as we get more information about this, we'll release this to you. But at least we did get a statement from them saying that, to their knowledge, there was no health issues with this man. We do hope to find out more about this as this comes about. I know that I've gotten a lot of inboxes about this. As this information becomes available, we will pass that along to you. So that's where we are on that this morning as we get a little bit more information on that. As we look around, this is not the only place that this has happened. We also see that in Lee County, an inmate has died in custody. MBI is investigating it, as they always do. In Lee County, it was a 43-year-old man that passed away there. He originally was arrested for disorderly conduct. So that's two in the state in the last week that it's happened to. Doesn't mean foul play in either one of these. But an investigation is underway, and we do hope to find out more. At the end of the day, as each of you know, anyone could be pulled over and arrested and taken to jail. And think about those family members, what they're going through. Pretty tough there. We'll find out more about that as all of this becomes available to us. We do see that condolences on this as we look around the state of Mississippi for information that's going on. We've had a few brush fires in our immediate area lately. Nothing too serious. We did have a home over the weekend that was destroyed by fire. Jackson, it was a little bit more critical. If y'all remember, a few days ago we mentioned on the Gulf Coast, 2 children lost their life in a fire. We've got a woman that is in critical condition in the Ridgeland area, Jackson, Mississippi area. Home caught fire in the middle of the night. She has extensive burns, and we do hope a recovery comes out of that. We cannot imagine how horrible that was. Jackson, Mississippi, when's the last time you went there? They have issues that sometimes make the Meridian area look like we're in a choir, don't they? Again, a woman's been arrested in Jackson, Mississippi, and it's how tempers flare. Why people do this, we'll never know. Just shot up amongst a car. She's been arrested for her actions, and we'll see what becomes of that in a few days there. You're charged. How long will you stay in jail? I don't know. I think we need tougher laws. Anybody agree with me on that? I think we've reached that point. Boy, oh boy. Now, as re-elections start to come about, he was in Meridian. When was this? The lieutenant governor. Typically, you don't hear a lot out of lieutenant governors. They're there, but, well, they're not really seen. Delbert Hoseman is our current lieutenant governor. He was unchallenged, and it looks like it will be challenged in a day or two as Chris McDaniel is starting to say he will most likely run. All that's going to come out in a press conference next week. He will let us know what he's doing. Delbert is going to pass some, see if he can get some legislation backed to the courts to where it would hold people a little bit more accountable when people flee from the police. As we all know, when they jump out of a car and run, they're trying to put a 10-year maximum penalty on that. Would that be good? Yes. As I get to my point of this whole thing, why is it only at election time we hear things like this? Anybody ever wonder that? Now, this may never happen. It may just be brought up. This is what I'm trying to do. A lot of times politicians bring up things that, well, never happen. They just want you to hear about it and make you think it. We'll see. Delbert's brought it up. Maybe there will be more laws. I think most Mississippians agree with you, with me at this point, to where crimes have gotten out of hand and, well, more needs to be done. Do I have the answer for overcrowdedness in jails in Mississippi and across the nation? I do not. The answer to that is deterrent from doing the crime to begin with so they won't end up there. I don't have all the answers. I just hear what people say along the streets of Meridian, and I think most will agree with that there. Let's see what else is happening around. Now, I brought this up. I don't know as much about this, and I hate that Debbie has stepped out for a moment on this because she knows a little bit more about this because she and I have talked extensively on this. What's for sale over the counter in convenience stores? And again, let me say, I don't know as much as I should about this, but there's something that is over the counter called Kratom's. It's been talked about that eventually this is going to be known as an illegal drug or deemed where you can't buy it. At this point, it's been legal, but it looks like Hattiesburg taking a stand, and maybe they've passed some laws on this within the city of Hattiesburg where they've been raiding places that are selling it, taking it off shelves. To my knowledge, it is still legal in our area, but I'm hearing that stuff's not safe. Maybe y'all know more about it than I do, but making a stand for it in the Hattiesburg area there, and some arrests were made taking it off the shelves. Now, I promise to dig a little bit more into that. As Debbie gets over her cough, she'll be back in a little bit. Maybe I can get some more information on her about this. Now, let's talk about eggs, and I'm going to have to put on my specs on this. As we get into this, as we all know, a carton of eggs should be somewhere around $2 and something an egg. I've even seen eggs run for average of $1.99 a 12-pack. Is that what they call it, a dozen? Well, let's look at this of what we're finding out here.
Back.
She's back.
I'm trying.
I'm just getting into this about the eggs. The largest producer of eggs is from the state of Mississippi. I had no idea that was right here in the state of Mississippi.
I didn't know that. I had to come back for the egg conversation. I didn't know that, but the fact that they've made so much money.
Cal-Maine Foods is the name of it, and they've been singled out.
No, that story's out. Where is this?
This is, we're singled out as farmers are going, wait a minute, we're not making the money on this. Who's making the money?
Right.
As they investigate this, let's look at profits of this. The last quarter sales jumped 110% profit. 110%. Anybody hear that? Last year, it was a profit of $1.1 million. Look at that.
It just
$198 million profit now, to where it was $1 million the year before. That's
insane.
What is causing people to go.
So they're doing an investigation.
Yes,
right?
they're going to launch an investigation. Is this price gouging? And I think most people are going, I smell something.
I mean, it's insane.
This
like
is
somebody said earlier. They bought 2 of the 18 packs together, and it was $18. I can remember you used to could go get the 2 18 packs stuck together, and it was like $3 or $4.
Now, you ask as you sit down there, where is this company? It's based out of Ridgeland, Mississippi. I had no idea that the biggest egg manufacturer was sitting just west of us, Ridgeland.
So where California has all the gold, we really have all the gold now.
We got it going on. But $1 million profit up to almost $200 million profit in a year's difference. Oh, boy. Something smells here.
Yeah.
And I don't think
it wasn't people buying more eggs, because I'm sure they're buying less eggs.
Yeah.
Right?
And the American farmer is not making this. That poor boy's doing good to make his payments and pay for it. Do y'all realize what it costs of butane to run these egg houses and these chicken farms? Because you have to keep it one temperature at all times for them to lay eggs and do everything they're supposed to do in there.
They have to keep. Somebody said, I'm glad I'm not an egg eater, but I'm not the biggest egg eater, but you have to have it for so many things that you cook.
Oh, cakes.
I was going to make cornbread the other day and didn't have an egg. And so I made it without the egg, which it was just crumbly.
Boy. So
Eggs do a lot.
it's good for the heart there. I didn't know this. As we go north to Meridian, Noxapater, Mississippi, y'all are getting ready for a big Mardi Gras parade February the 18th. The town has about 450 people in it. They had 2,000 people show up last year for the parade.
Oh, wow.
That's like huge.
In Noxapater?
Yeah.
That's big.
So, salute. We hope it's a big one there for y'all.
We're going to have one here.
That's right.
What
Mitchell
is the
Distributing.
date? I want to say it's February the 10th, but I might be wrong.
Somewhere right
I
around
need
in
to
there.
Find that date. It just popped up on my phone.
We'll find out that date and let you
find
know
out about that.
So y'all be ready for that. Also, the Chamber of Commerce in Clark County wanted me to mention that Todd Tillman's going to be coming to town to Quitman. So big concert coming to Quitman. Hope y'all can make it down for that. That's coming up before long on April the 7th is when that show will be.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, Miss Diane was letting us know about that.
Reason eggs are so high is because they had to get rid of thousands of chickens.
The flu virus.
But that wouldn't explain why they're making so much money.
Yeah. And as LaWanda says, you do smell something. It's not your feet.
What is that? What does
She's
that
talking
mean?
about the price of eggs. You know, the old saying, what's that got to do with the price of eggs? Boy. Scotty Ray and Debbie, already 7:26. We're going to be right back. We got more to talk about. Y'all don't rush off. We'll see you soon in just a moment. Spring is right around the corner, and Wilson Salt, Highway 19 North, invites you by to get your equipment ready. For the do-it-yourselfer, they have all the filters and oil you'll need. Does your X-Mark need a tune-up or maybe a new set of blades? Let the professional sharpen your steel chainsaw or replace the plug. And they can get your steel weed eater running like tip-top for the spring. Whatever your need is, Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power will have you ready for spring. 71 Highway 19 North, 601-693-4100. Join Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesales every Tuesday night for a live auction, and you can bid from the comfort of your own home. Each week, Mike has a whole selection of auction items. Maybe you're a business that needs a liquidation sale. Or maybe you're in charge of an estate and don't know what to do with all you got. Talk to Mike Rice Auctions about an estate sale. Let Mike turn these items into cash for you. Your next deal is waiting for you at Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale this Tuesday night, live on Facebook at 6:30.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Debbie on a Friday morning. It is January the 27th. It's still cold outside, 28, but it will get sunshiny today, 57 for the high before it's all said and done for the weekend.
Somebody made a comment that they used to put Easter eggs on sale right at Easter.
Yeah.
You know, and you could get them like really cheap. I remember like 50 cents for 18 pack and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll do that this year.
They got to make profits. There is some CEO somewhere that needs a major bonus.
Somebody said try using a spoon of mayonnaise in your cornbread when you don't have an egg. Oh, that's good. That's smart. It has eggs in it.
So that
it's made
means-
out of eggs. Mayonnaise is made out of eggs, right?
So what you're telling me is mayonnaise is fixing to go up. Blue Plate is getting ready to rise.
Yeah, probably.
Cake mixes will probably also.
Everything that has an egg in it, I guess, will.
Boy.
Thank you, Wanda. I hope I feel better soon, too.
It'll get there.
It's just this aggravating cough. It just seems like as soon as I sit down, it just wants to come up out of my throat. And then, which
Where
is
did
not...
the common colds, they grab us, and I don't understand. You don't see it as much during the summertime.
It's the worst.
It's the wintertime that grabs you there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Somebody said, why did the chicken cross the road? So he could raise the price of eggs. in case you wanted. I thought that was cute.
Don't. No.
All right, let's take a moment and step back in time and see what happened on this day. I couldn't get the happened out. Who remembers Floyd?
I loved Floyd.
And when you said the
He
word
was so
Floyd,
nosy. He was a nosy barber. Yeah.
he was. Howard McNair was born on this day, and he was Howard the barber. And he would be also on Andy, and he would also show up in Mayberry RFD. But what a part! Did you know that he was? I think it was Speedway. He was in that with Elvis. No, this dream. What was the movie that had Elvis?
About a dream?
It was either Speedway or something.
What's
but he
that?
was. We're going to win this. Elvis done that thing there. But anyway, Howard was also in a movie with Elvis, and I just can't remember which one it was.
Well, I think he was also in that. Wasn't he in the Mr. Chicken thing with?
He was with Barney.
With Barney.
Well, there you go. Let's see what else happened on this day. One of the most beautiful women that ever existed. The first time that I would see her would be in my most favorite movie that ever existed in the whole wide world. It's a Wonderful Life. Donna Reed was born on this date. Anybody remember this young lady?
Oh, yeah.
1921. She was a gorgeous lady. She went on to have the Donna Reed Show and so many other shows there. I'm sure a lot of you
I forgot about the
remember her.
Donna Reed Show. Yeah.
She was big time in her day.
Yeah. What was the other one that had a big show?
Doris Day.
Doris Day.
Que sera, sera.
Whatever it will be.
Yeah, and that's really all I remember about it. I didn't like
the
her.
future's
as well.
not ours to see. Que sera.
A bleak day in history around the world. This was a good day that it ended today. Back in 1945, Allied forces would liberate this. This was a horrible situation. There are those this day and time that try to say that, well, none of this happened. It did. There was a lot of innocent people killed, 6 million people to be exact. Horrible that this could ever happen.
Yeah.
But it did, and they were liberated today. Glad to see the Allied forces. As I look at this, who remembers the Green Mile? This face here. His name was Robert Cromwell. Robert Cromwell. He was born on this date. He played the head of the warden from there. He's been in a lot of other shows also. But Robert Cromwell was born on this date back in 1940, if you can believe that. I saw his name and I kept going, I know this guy, and I just couldn't place it. So it took me a minute or two to come across that. Let's see. I have not seen anything about a fire in Newton. Someone put that up there just a moment ago. So if there's something going on in Newton, we'll dig into that. Also, 1959. I think most of you will remember this. For the most part, there's a few that might need to go listen to this. As one of the all-time favorite country songs was recorded today in 1959, Johnny Horton went into the studio today and recorded The Battle of New Orleans. Great song. If you've never heard that, go back and listen to that. Joe, she remembers that Doris Day song. 1968, we met this guy many, many, many times. We even brought him to Meridian with a show with Mark Chestnut and I can't remember who else was on that show, but I know Mark Chestnut was on it. Joe Diffie was. He came with him. Anybody remember seeing Tracy Lawrence when he was here in Meridian? He was born on this date back in 68, and I guess his last big hit he would have been Paint Me a Birmingham. Yeah, there you go. Jennifer remembers that. Fired our guns and the British kept a-coming. 1965, this would change the automobile industry forever, and it did. People still seek these today as the 1965 Shelby GT debuted. What a beautiful car it was. That Mustang and that Shelby came out. A lot of folks want them. There's a few out there if you keep looking. As we go to 1956, let's go to our next major star of what happened on this. Elvis would be introduced to this song at a hotel. He went to I believe he had gone to Nashville, if I'm not mistaken, to the country radio seminar. And somebody said, Elvis, come listen to a song. And he did. It would be today that it would be released to radio. Anybody remember Heartbreak Hotel? Down at the end of Lonely Street. 1956 was when that song was released to America. Maybe you remember that. Oh, great song. I think all of us remember that. T. Graham Brown, Joey says you remember seeing Tracy with him. This was not my type of music, but I do know the song, and it was big. I was a kid in 1973. Anybody remember hearing this one? Superstition went number one. Stevie Wonder had the number one song in America. It was good. Stevie Wonder. Let's see, 1976, and we still watch these reruns today. The concept, if you would put it on paper, I'd go, I don't know if I want to watch that. But after I saw the show once, it was funny. Two girls trying to make it in Milwaukee at a beer factory. Had two friends that lived next door. Laverne and Shirley premiered on this day back in 1976. And of course, she's known for those L's all over her clothes. That show would last for quite some time. It was good. It was a homespun. It was a spinoff, if you'll remember, back to Happy Days. They got their own show from that. 1984, this guy was it on a stick back in the 80s. He did forever change music. He had such a way with it. He would get an endorsement from Pepsi. They would be filming today. Now, I'd have to go back and read the history books as to what actually, I'm thinking it was lighting. But we would learn later on today that Michael Jackson would be burned severely. He was making a Pepsi commercial and was burned. His hair caught fire, if I remember right. Anybody remember that? Whew, boy, that was a tough one there. Okay, let's take back. Let's see if y'all can guess this. I had forgotten about this guy. He was big during the 80s, but I just didn't realize that he would rank so high up there. Sexiest Man Alive. People magazine, this was the cover, 1986. Anybody remember this guy named Mark Harmon? Wow. You know, I don't even keep up with it today. I'm not sure who the sexiest man alive is, who they still give that to each day. Now, I was probably 9, 10, 11 years old, and I had to watch it each week. It was good. Anybody remember watching a TV show called BJ and the Bear? What was it? Billy Joe McKay, I think was his name. Anybody remember the sheriff that was on there that always chased him? He passed away on this date back in 1994. His name was Claude Akins, and he was the sheriff that played on BJ and the Bear. I never saw the guy that played Billy Joe after that ever again. I didn't. He may have went on, Greg Evigan, I think was his name. He may have went on to do other things, but for the life of me, I just do not remember seeing him in anything else. Joey says if you will remember Michael Jackson, it was the hair gel that caught fire from the lights. And I think there's some truth to that. I think that's what went on with that. Anita, good morning to you there. More coming up with Scotty Ray and Debbie as she recovers from this horrible cough that she got. Ooh, bless her heart. We'll be right back with Scotty Ray and Debbie as we start your day. Good morning, everyone. It's still cold, 29. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville has these great savings this week. Fresh blueberries, $2.99 a pint. Florida strawberries, a 1-pound bag, $3.99. Halos or Cuties, a 3-pound bag, $5.99. Blue Plate Real Mayonnaise, a 30-ounce jar, $4.99. A1 or Heinz 57 steak sauce, a 10-ounce bottle, $4.99. And Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, $5.99.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Jackson Flowers has settled into their new location on Highway 19 North and is still offering the same great products and services you and your family have grown accustomed to over the past 60 years. Jackson Flowers is pleased to offer their after Christmas sale on many items found in their gift shop. Don't forget, they offer floral arrangements, live, along with all of their fashionable decor for your home or office. Visit Jackson Flowers, now located 2 miles north of Walmart on Highway 19 North. Jackson Flowers, for all occasions.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need, with a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. If it is time for another car or truck for your family, see our friends at Interstate Auto. They're located on North Frontage Road in Meridian, just down from IHOP. They offer bank rate financing. All applications are accepted with over 14 years in business, and they offer you a fair price. Open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and Saturday 9 until 2. Appointments available after hours as well. Remember, all roads lead to Interstate Auto, 802 North Frontage Road, Meridian, 601-483-6977. Well, Snowden Company is there for you, and they do houses, and they do a lot of them here in the Meridian area. If you've seen these signs sitting out front, it's somebody that's happy and satisfied. Talk around. Ask people who they use. They'll find exactly what you need, help you with all that paperwork that deals with the home and listing and getting you the most money for your home when it comes time to sell it. They'll do that with comparisons in the neighborhood there. Take a browse around. You can visit them online there. They'll be there at 5 p.m. this afternoon. Now, they're going to be closed tomorrow, but you can set up an appointment to be shown a home. Closed on Sunday for everybody to go to church. They'll do it from here in Clark, Neshoba, Newton, Kemper, Lauderdale County, all that, out to Dalewood, even over to the Jackson, Mississippi area. If you're looking for a house in Flowood or Madison, they can do that for you. From a simple home to a magnificent home, no matter what it is that's in your price budget, they can find it for you. From West Lauderdale to Enterprise, you name it, they'll do it for you. Snowden Company Real Estate, they're located here in Lauderdale County. Visit them, Poplar Springs Drive. That's Amanda, and that's her team right there. 453-3937. Drop in and say hello to everybody. How you feeling, Deb?
Just fabulous. I'm back again. Gonna try this one more time, just because I know how hard it is to sit over there and talk without somebody to talk to. Yeah, so if I have anything to say at any point, it just seems like as soon as I have something to say,
it comes back.
Coughing, yeah.
I understand there. Let's see here what else is going on across America as we look to headlines that are happening here. Let's go here.
Can I just say this real quick about that? I don't know if you have the story. The little girl that was missing, what was her name? Aretha.
I know who you were talking about, but I don't have the story pulled up in front.
Aletha or something like that. Anyway, she was a 5-year-old girl that had been missing. I think they found her sister alive. And anyway, they found her buried. She'd been, the guy and girl that were taking care of him for 2 years, had never sent him to a doctor, never sent him to school. I guess the mom just dropped him off and let him have him. And he beat her to death on Christmas. That story came out last night, and it was just... Ugh.
That makes your
my heart.
blood boil.
I'll think of her name in just a second, but it was a huge story trying to find the little girl, and then they went into a recovery, type thing, because I think the woman or his wife fessed up and said this is what happened.
Makes your skin crawl. It truly does, and we do hope that people like that pay the price for what they've done. Jay Leno, who has been on NBC for 30 years, one bad thing after another. Did you know that he was involved in a motorcycle wreck a few weeks ago? Yet again, this comes after
he's always in a wreck because he collects cars and motorcycles and stuff, right?
Yeah.
He was he's coming here or was just here?
Yeah, he's coming.
Yeah.
But they've announced that they're breaking off his TV show, The Garage Show. Oh. This comes after the fire where he got burned in the face, and I guess they just don't want to take any more chances. Jay Leno getting canceled. 30 years, a good run, though, with NBC there. As we mentioned, Memphis, Tennessee, all 5 police officers have been terminated from their job. And again, we wait for unrest on this. We're afraid what's going to happen. Another story, Pam Anderson.
This is a bad story.
We'll come back to this one.
Oh, okay.
Pam Anderson. Everybody knows Rocky, and everybody knows Tim Allen. She's apparently come out with a book, and she's been accusing folks. She accused Rocky of offering her a condo and a car to be his woman on the side. And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about, Willis. Tim Allen says, I ain't flashed nobody.
And then a video comes out of him flashing somebody.
But he was dressed. And also, remember the girl that played Jill on the show? What was that? Home Improvement.
Yeah.
She came out last night and said she 100% backs Tim. It was a joke. He was wearing a kilt. He was fully dressed, and it was just a joke on scene.
I mean, why even talk about it now? If you held this information in all these years, why even bring it up? Yeah, somebody said Pam Anderson is trying to remain relevant, and I think that's...
And she is not looking like she used to look in the face.
She said she gained 25... Was it her that said she gained 25 pounds writing her story?
She may have.
Yeah, she said to tell her story and to put it on paper, she said it was 25 pounds later, and that's why she looks different. And plus she's aged.
She has.
She can't always look like Baywatch babe.
Am I right? Mary made that comment there. Wasn't Kid Rock married to her like overnight one time? And it bloop went away.
Yeah, now that you say that, I think they were married.
It was quick, Kid Rock, but she's no angel. Let's remember all
Was
that.
it
Tim
quick?
Allen.
Or were they married for a while?
I think it was one of those quick ones to where it was they got married and then like after the weekend they go, what was that about? Let me go back home.
Yeah, she wants to be put in the limelight. Throw everybody under the bus to do it.
Yeah, Jay is coming in November.
Yeah,
to
I would
there.
like to go see Jay.
He seems like a likable fella, just like the all-American guy that's got a smile.
Somebody said you put that darn song in my head. What song did you put in somebody's
We were
head?
talking about the Battle of New Orleans. In 1814, we took a little trip.
Down
It was
the
recorded.
Mississippi.
Yeah. That was a great song, Johnny Horde.
You know what song stays in my head a lot?
Took
I
a
don't know how
little
many-
bacon and we took a little beans.
Yeah.
What song stays in your head?
Fighting soldiers from the sky.
I have to admit, you have.
Fearless men who jump and die.
You and Van
At the
Mack
end,
seem to
we'll
have that
fight
song in your head forever.
and only one was the Green Beret. Yeah, because I would come into the studio and I'd start singing it, and Van would pick up with me. Because what is it? The Ballad of
The Green Beret.
Yeah.
There you go. I meant to mention that we were going to bring this up a minute ago, and as you said, what a horrible story this was yesterday. An investment banker jumped to his death in New York as they were getting a divorce. He couldn't handle it. His business was crumbling, and he
Off a
led to his
rooftop
death.
bar, right?
Yeah. This is the second person that's done it at that same restaurant. I don't.
Which one
I'd have to go back and
54th
read.
floor rooftop bar in Times Square.
Yeah. Ooh, boy. It was a woman not long ago that did it.
I can't even imagine. I mean, whew, jumping off a...
Yeah, that goes to one of those things. If somebody doesn't want to be with you, they just don't want to be with you. There's something else better for you in life.
But let me just say this.
Say
At
what?
least he just took himself.
Yes.
And unlike all these other people that want to take their entire family with them
Yeah.
when they're hurting, it's all sad no matter what, but
Correct.
at least he didn't take everybody else with him.
You're right. Because it has been a string of that over the last
it
few
has.
weeks of people doing this.
That Alec Murdaugh case is going on right now. I don't know if any of you are watching that, but it just got kicked off. He was accused of killing his wife and son.
Yes.
The attorney.
They even took down his great-grandfather's picture out of the courtroom where he had pretty much settled that area. They were like the family.
They were it. And they said that they didn't know of any kind of problems or anything like that. Now, the son had been in some kind of deal in a boat wreck or something that killed 2 people.
Yes.
And he said that his claim is that his son was being threatened. And he drives up and finds his wife and his son dead. I don't know. It just started yesterday with some laying the foundation by the prosecution.
Yeah.
And at this point, they don't really have anything on him.
But he was
they're laying it
crying
right now.
uncontrollably in the courtroom yesterday.
Yeah.
How if you did, and of course I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know if the man did it. But how could you do that to your wife and child? How? What would go on in someone's mind to do this?
I don't know.
Now let's go to this next big story. This gripping America right now. The LSU sorority girl. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. She was raped, was she not?
I don't know.
From my understanding, the young lady was raped outside. She was in the car with these gentlemen. They're saying they didn't kill her. Does that change the fact of what went on? Do you remember the other little girl that was killed not long ago? Her daddy spoke out yesterday, and he said, if you've got a child at college, make sure they go in groups. His daughter had gotten off work and was eating a hamburger in her car not far from the same location that all this happened, and his little girl was shot in the car and killed. It took days to figure out what went on. He's saying do not go alone anywhere if you go to LSU. Go in groups to be protected.
The thing about it is she obviously was in an intoxicated state. I think
Yes.
that's fact.
Didn't give them the right to do.
It didn't give them the right to do whatever they did. And if she was so bad, drop her off at an emergency room.
Yes.
Drop her off at somebody's doorstep. Don't put her on a street where she can get killed like she did get killed.
Mm-hmm. We hope to find out more about this, and I'm sure in the coming days we are going to learn more about this, but, look out for one another. If you've got a child, it doesn't hurt, just out of the blue, this awful way from call them up, tell them that you love them, and go, look, hey, if you're going somewhere tonight, remember to go with somebody. Don't go alone. It can't hurt, not one bit. Do you remember when Southwest Airlines shut down for that day and they had no explanation?
It wasn't for a day.
Oh, it was several days, wasn't it?
Well, it was their computer system.
Yeah. Have you heard or seen this amount of money that was lost? They're reporting losing $220 million from the meltdown.
I'm shocked it's not more than that, Scotty Ray.
17,000 flights were canceled. That put America, as
I'm
people
really
were trying
shocked
to get...
because Southwest is always like a really good airline to fly with. And the fact that all these pilots were coming out and saying their system is going to implode one day. Everything is, they said it's one snowstorm, one storm, or one major holiday away from everything falling apart, and that's what happened.
This is, thank goodness nothing crashed or anything like that, that it didn't cause to a pilot plane going down or anything like that. At least they were canceled if it had to happen.
Yeah.
We look at this next story, and there are people out there, and if you've got an elderly parent, how many out here have an elderly parent that you've got someone kind of looking after them that need a little help each day? What happens when that person you hire takes advantage of your parents? They get access to their checkbooks or credit cards. A Holocaust, this goes to Florida. She was a Holocaust victim. She survived only to have $2.8 million, her life savings, stolen from a caretaker. How can you look at someone?
Special place in hell for those people.
It is. I agree with you 100% on that.
To take advantage of an old person. Or anybody, really. Stealing's bad.
Scotty Ray and Debbie, it is Friday morning. Cold it is. We'll be right back.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 invites you by to take a look at a brand new product they've got. Odes, ATVs, and UTVs. These side-by-sides range from 800 to 1,000 cc's, and they come with heat or air. Whether you're doing work around the farm or hunting, they've got the unit just for you to keep warm or cool, depending upon that Mississippi and Alabama day. Swing by for a test drive today at Freeman Tractor. See coleslaw, buttermilk, and don't forget you can meet their newest employee, Eggplant. That's Freeman Tractor, Highway 494.
Have you been hurt on the job? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Know your rights when it comes to the workplace injuries. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
Well, our friends at Godwin, they're still there. They're still cleaning things around Meridian. If you need it done, talk to them. They do a lot of businesses. If you own a business, need your parking lot cleaned or the outside of your building, maybe it's your home. Maybe it's a vinyl siding, a brick. Even if you've got that rock, maybe you got that old red dirt built up on it. They'll clean it and make it nice for you once again. From roofs, if you've got a metal one, maybe you got a shingle roof. It's got a tree that overhangs. Makes it look like that. Well, they can spiff it up, make it look good again. From slate roofs as well. Driveways, get on a program with them once or twice a year. Maybe you even need it more than that. Maybe once a month if you've got a business. They'll do whatever it is to make it look good. That's Godwin Cleaning Services here in Meridian. From your back deck to your steps. See it all. They'll do that for you. Get it all cleaned up with the latest cleaning ability. 601-253-8262. That's Godwin Cleaning Services. They'll make it all good for you once again there.
That's right. Good morning from Scotty Ray and Debbie. TGIF. I'm so glad it's Friday, aren't you?
I am. Gail Gafford finally got out of bed. We were all worried what was going on in Portable without you up. I'm glad you got up, girl.
Anything going on this weekend?
Let's see.
It's the end of January. We don't have.
Yeah, it's not a lot goes on in this cold weather. If there is
cold this weekend, did you give that forecast?
We got rain bubbling in this weekend. No. We have sunshine tomorrow, 100% chance of rain on Sunday. So as you go to church, Rain moving in after 7 a.m., and it's going to be there pretty much most of the day. So I'm sorry.
But no snow.
No snow.
No snow.
Just rain and wet.
Some areas are getting a lot of snow. Tons of it.
They are. Let's see here. Bed Bath & Beyond has defaulted on their loans. Did we lose ours in Meridian? Isn't it gone?
Mm-hmm. Bed Bath & Beyond. We lost Best Buy.
Aldi went in that building?
Yeah. I love Aldi.
Shares have plunged 22% at Bed Bath & Yonder.
So, Bed Bath & Yonder. I think they do mostly online stuff. Well, they're still in major areas, but
Yeah.
I think all these little small towns and stuff, they're probably shutting them down.
What happens when you earn $40,000 for a teacher and you find out, hey, if I go walk somebody's dog and I do enough of them, I can double my money? That's what happened in New York. He quit his job, and now he's making $120,000 a year walking dogs. I somehow or another don't think you could make that much in Meridian. I'm just guessing here.
I don't know. I mean, no, I don't think so. That
I mean,
would be
how
more
would
if you're in New York City, you have to have somebody walk your dogs, take them somewhere so they can use the bathroom, and pick up everything that they.
I mean, what do you really pay to have somebody walk your dog down the street? Is it like $10, or is
If
it
you live
apparently?
in New York City, I'm sure it's quite a bit. Or have you seen and it just makes my heart so happy when I see them, where the doggy daycare and the bus pulls up and the dogs get in. Have you not seen that? Like, it's a legit businesses all over.
I hadn't seen that.
So people, yeah. So your dog gets to go to daycare, but they have a guy started the business. I'm sure there's a lot of them now, but changed the bus up, one of those little small buses.
Yeah.
And as he pulls up, and the dogs are all excited because all their little dog friends are on the bus, and they all go to doggy daycare, and they all go play and run wild, and then they get to come back home.
Pretty neat story there.
Yeah.
In closing, you never know who is an angel among you, and we see that this morning as the story comes out. An Alabama farmer passed away. For years, he would secretly go to his local pharmacy and pay the bills of those who couldn't pay for their drugs. A nice
What a
guy, and
nice
he
person.
he passed away, and he will truly be missed there. That's one of those data boys that makes you feel good.
That really is.
Thank y'all so much for joining us. We'll be back Monday morning. Hopefully, we'll feel a little bit better.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have this cough under control.
Thank y'all so much. We'll see you then. And remember, it's going to rain Sunday. We'll see you then.
Have a good weekend.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: